Oh, yeah, I feel confident.
We're not gonna hug them. They do that.
I'm okay on all the ones that were blank.
Yeah.
There's several pages. That's okay. Well, then you're good. That's next. You're good.
If you send it, or do you have your own? Okay, just.
It's 6 o'clock, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. First item will be.
Turkey,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Hale, Steve,
Yeah.
Walker,
Here.
West.
Here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. John, you please declare. Sure.
Heavenly Father, we ask that you put a hedge of protection around the men and the women of PCAD. The ambulance drivers to the dangers of the road, and give the medical personnel the wisdom they need to treat the citizens they serve. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Approve the new agenda on accepting chief.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Everybody's had a chance to review the previous minutes. If there are no additions or corrections, they'll stand approved as presented. Katie, would you announce the visitors, please?
Yes, in the very back, we've got our BC Air Fire and Captain John Tweedy, and we have Pat with
And we had public comments sent in that Flo's gonna share with us.
Yep, so we had a letter sent in, from a Mr. Fisher. Basically, I'm paraphrasing here, the letter states that our crew, and the crew was Nate Hawkins and Ann Mully, responded to Bristol Manor at 7:30 a.m. on July 2nd. And they basically rendered superior and great care to Mr. Fisher, saving his life. And so he just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of what our crews did that morning, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And we'll move on to approve payment of outstanding bills, and we'll get this additional bill for the bill. City building permits as well. Are there any questions on any of those bills?
I guess there's any negotiating that is there.
I mean, you could try.
I don't, how did they come up with that amount? Is it per square foot of?
I don't know if it's per square foot or how they came up with that. I mean, it says 200,000 units, whatever that means.
Yeah, I was wondering, it was like when my daughter looks at my wallet and decides how much I should give her.
I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of formula that they use, but I mean, that's basically the.
Yeah, there's nowhere on that. We should pay it. Motion to pay that bill, if that's what we're looking for.
Pay all the bills.
Oh, well, at
That just
least
needs
this
added.
one.
Yeah.
That's included in that.
Oh, it is, okay, fine. Motion to pay the bill.
Second, is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Unfinished business, headquarters drain repair.
So, Roto-Rooter came out, that following, I think that same week, started repair, and started basically by trying to find the problem. And they found that, I think our pipe just basically exits into the dirt. It was never hooked up to sewer or anything. So at that point in time, Pat kind of talked to me about it, and there's a couple of options that we have. Some are better than others, but I figure I'll let him come in, kind of exactly tell you guys what he found, what, solutions are, maybe even like if we go with one solution, we might have to be set up on a schedule of getting our stuff jetted, and the cost maybe associated with that in the long run, so.
Yeah, what we found is your trench drains all run together. They have a clean out on each end. The furthest end where it came out, we got down so far, couldn't get through that clean out. That's why we determined there was a break and we needed to excavate there. So that's where we started. When we got excavated down to where the trench drains tied together and went straight down, that pipe just went down into the ground, and that was it. It was never connected to. There is a drain, an existing clay tile drain right below it, which the city had told us there was a Y connection off their main right there. But those trench drains don't have any traps or anything on them. That's the purpose of the trench drain. And so really to connect it correctly and have it, what we need to do is install the oil sand separator, which would basically install it inside the bay, pretty much where we've started cutting already. And then we'll connect it back out of the building and back into the main or into that existing Y. If it's in the condition we can do it. Otherwise, if you just to hook back, well, for the city, I haven't talked with them yet, but the code, it's supposed to have an oil sand separator. If you went without the oil sand separator, you'll be hooking right into the sewer, and you're gonna have sewer gas coming back up through your trench drains. The separator acts as in lieu of a P-trap, like underneath a normal, shower drain or something. The oil sand separator, if you put a P-trap on, it's just gonna fill up right away. So, but for to be done right, you probably put the separator in, connect back into the sewer. As it installs, it'll be traffic rated, so you don't have to worry about it. It can be driven on, it's gonna be close enough to that wall. I don't think that's gonna be much of an issue. There's a little bit of maintenance that'll have to be done with it. It'll have a built-in oil sensor that'll tell you when you're getting enough oil buildup that it needs to be pumped, but that's basic, just basic maintenance thing. And I'm assuming no more, washing and stuff that you'll have in there. It would, 6 months, a year between pumpings and reasonable amount of time, obviously.
So to this point in time, we had been sending the aggregate sand and stuff and the water down to a dead end, and that had receded only through percolation.
Yeah, when it looked like when they tied all that together there, they had dug down and it filled back full of rock. And I don't know if it was never connected.
So it was just a blind sump that filled in.
Yeah, then finally got to it. Couldn't take it
And basically-
forward, it had that.
And the city runs their camera through there and says there's nothing wrong with your exit. Well, we weren't even tied to the exit.
So, and every time they came out and probably jetted us, just kind of made a little hole for
Yeah,
6 or a year worth of sediment to linger again, and then we had them come out, jet again, they create a hole and the stuff goes back into the hole. That's why all that sludge and everything came out.
When and who hooked that original trench arrangement up?
I was trying to remember that. That's been a long time ago. And because we came back after this remodel was done there and we had to dig out the sewer where it went out because where the contractors connected it together, they didn't support it underneath. So after they filled it in, it dropped and it was caught right after they moved in and started using it, it was caught. And I remember fixing that, but I wouldn't quote me on this, but it seemed like it was D&M plumbing out of Warrenburg that done that originally. And I can't say for sure.
Yeah, get the taillight warranty, so.
Right. Well, we find a lot of in this business. I found a lot of interesting things that have been done. Well, it's amazing that it worked as long as it did. It looks like those trench drains, but you know, probably no more than what, you know, wash Howard off and it gets time to kind of absorb and a lot of pipe there to fill up before it started showing up until it finally just got there. Couldn't do anymore.
So fix it right. What do you think, time wise and money wise?
I've got a bid for that separator. I don't have it with me, but I've got that turned in. It would seem like it was, I mean, in the $30,000 range for the separator and installation. And that includes the oil monitors and all of that. The wiring for that will come in, excavate it out, take out all the little spoils, put in a chat bed to set the separator in, put in 1-inch clean rock, fill it, concrete it back, tie it back into the city sewer.
And when I talked to Jessica, she is, I think, your assistant or runs the office there,
Yeah,
the real boss.
yeah,
She told me their bid came in less than Martin's on the total of the oil sand separator. I think Martin's was somewhere around $36,806. So it's gonna come in below that, is what she told me. Be the same oil sand separator that they got priced that we're putting in the Station 3.
No more surprises in the future, you reckon? Once it's installed, the city's not gonna come back and tell us that we didn't use the right pipe or anything like that, or?
oh, no, it'll be.
We're good. City's good.
Yeah, no, we'll pull a permit. I haven't dealt with the city at all on this yet because I didn't know what I was gonna get into. And so until I determined where, kind of what,
Mhm.
you know, now approach it about getting the permit pulled and all that. No, it'll all be all permitted, inspected.
Okay.
And, you know, should be pretty much, you know, carefree after that. That should.
And this is completely and totally separate from our existing live sewer line, but is our live sewer line in good shape while we're digging holes?
Yeah, it goes out in a different spot. It actually goes out kind of, seems like if I remember, kind of where the kitchen is in the living area up there. And it was tied together with the existing Y from the city sewer, because that city sewer is just right outside the building. And that's where we've dug that up once before and fixed it. I think it should be in fine shape, so.
Is that line vitrified clay pipe still?
The city sewer is, and the Y's off of it is. What comes in, the existing Y that comes in off the, where basically the trench drains tie together, there's a main is right dead underneath that, and I'm assuming it keeps going. I'm thinking it was probably part of the old gutter drain system. So they used to drain the, if we look out front, there's probably some clay tiles coming up in the parking lot, because they used to tie them into the city sewer. You can't do that now.
Right.
But we could use that existing Y off the city main if it's good to tie your oil sand separator back in.
Okay, good plan.
Is there a motion to approve that?
I don't see where we have much choice. Why?
Yeah.
So I make the motion.
Is there a second? Second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign.
You're very welcome. I think y'all have this, but I can read that with you. That kind of explains that separator and how it works. And,
Time estimate, just curious.
oh, those are actually manufactured in Kansas City. I can have that on site in 3 days, I believe.
Closer to 2 weeks and 2 months?
Oh, yeah, no, if we're gonna do it, I'm getting ready to start the new ambulance building out there, so I wanna try to squeeze this in between. I'd like to have this done before we get over and start on the ground rough, which we should have plenty of time, but, you know, I'm thinking start next week if we can get, if we can pull the trigger.
Good, thank you. You know, permanent thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna take care of it pretty quick, so we got a pretty good relationship with the city. Most part. Say that, so. If that's all you guys need from me, I'll get out of your way.
Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome.
New business, postal issues.
Send us up some. I don't want you guys to wave those money down the drain.
Postal issues.
Yeah.
Is that a pun?
Pay attention. There should be a fine when someone's phone goes off.
I agree.
I'm trying
Voice now.
I'm trying to talk. The postal service hasn't been very dependable. And it's been real frustrating for us and for Katie. She never knows that we get them in time and, you know, she doesn't get any sleep. And you guys bring it around to us. I mean, there's gotta be something else we can do. I mean, there's 3 of us that are in town, 3 that are out of town, you know. The ones in town, I mean, I'm down here in this area frequently because I have a study over at St. Paul's and I check the mail for Lions, so it wouldn't be hard for me to come by and pick it up at a set time. And I suppose you can come by pretty easily.
Yeah, I travel this road quite a bit, yeah.
I'm not even close to this area. Yeah. I just should glance at online. Yeah, as I say, send it to our phone. It's 2025. I just printed off the internet. No, I'm just.
You printed all of this off?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to print this one off.
Well, I mean, you use it.
Well, maybe you would, because you're loaded.
I called John Monday to see if he'd gotten his packet yet, and he said no. Well, then I came Monday, late in the mail. I get my mail about 4:30 in
Yeah, that's about when I got one too.
I don't know when did you mail them Friday and that took that
We're
long?
actually mailed out Thursday.
Thursday, see?
Wow.
Like on.
It's a waste of.
Sometimes
time.
it usually comes Saturday morning for me, or Saturday, on the Saturday mail, but.
8 o'clock, we generally have them ready in the evening, early, late afternoon on Thursdays. I mean, you come by Friday morning and pick them up if you like. I mean, you know, whatever you guys want us to do.
It worked for me, I can come by Friday morning. I don't know about you guys in the country.
I'm fine with just having a hard copy here. Yeah.
Yeah, you send I mean, we can always look at it at home, and then we can pick them up here. That might work too.
I like that.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll compromise. So we look at them on our phone.
Or you have a
So-
computer.
Do you want them finished and printed Friday, so you guys do make a round through here, you guys can come and pick them up and take them home?
We just bring them to the meeting.
Okay, all right.
And we can open it on our, online and read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be, let's do that.
Save some money.
That's what I make a motion to do.
Is there a second to that motion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Credit card.
All right, let me see, page 10, and I gave you guys an updated handout. And I gave everybody a handout, and I don't have one. Hold on. So, this initial, breakdown on page 10 was basically what it was just a proposal. We're sending our FTO captain and one of our paramedics to a symposium in October. And because Justin, none of the command staff is going, we were proposing to do a credit card that those guys can take up there because the hotel has to be paid on site. The meals have to be paid. And different things have to be our expenditures to some of those, and this is not the only symposium, there's other ones out there. So we're just trying to come up with something different that we can send, a credit card we can send to somebody that goes to these symposiums. So because I don't wanna send my credit card with my name on with other people, they might not accept it, or it's not a good practice. So on page 10, it was basically just, this is how much the rooms are for 2 nights, the resort fees, and basically all we did is meals for 3 days, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we kind of added it up. It came to $1,122. And that's just to determine a budget or a limit for that credit card. Just because, you know, the limit is $1,200 or $1,500, whatever we make it, doesn't mean that all has to be spent. I think there have to probably be some security fees sometimes get charged to at $150 to $250 that have to be put on a credit card. So that will be another $500 probably added to either one of those totals. The actual budget or what we foresee being spent is $838. Because there is some lunches provided, there's dinner provided, and there's some breakfast provided at the hotel that they stay at. I know those guys have the, you know, the per diem for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. I don't know, there might be somebody that can't eat what they provide at the hotel. They might want to go and grab something else. You know, it could be vegan, religious choice, whatever. They might not be able to eat the bacon that they serve at the hotel, so it's an option for them to go somewhere else. So that's kind of why there's 2 different proposals here. But really, we probably need more of a $1,500 limit on that credit card to make sure that they have everything they need. If something unexpected comes up or something like that, that they don't have to do expense reports or anything else. So. But the total that should be spent should be more around the $838 actual cost of the symposium.
So the $590 registration fee is paid for already.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we paid.
And that comes out of the training budget, right?
Yes, yeah, Justin
And
paid that.
this was coming out of the training budget as well.
Yes, sir, yeah. And that's all accounted for in
So
the budget.
total cost then would be somewhere around $700 per person.
Yes, sir, probably, yeah. If you do the fee plus the.
Well, I was figuring meals, lodging, registration, and I'm assuming travel is already built in as well.
Yes, yeah.
And these 2 that are going, the one is the captain of, you said,
FTO captain, so Dustin Hubbard, he's the FTO captain of.
that's field training.
Yep, field training, and then Haley Green is actually a field training officer, she's on B shift, I believe.
So we're sending 2 of our training officers
Yes, sir.
to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically, a lot of those courses, you know, there's courses that Roy's been to in the past, or myself, or Justin, and it's good to kind of send some of the other command staff, or field training officers, captains, so they have a chance to immerse themselves in that training as well.
Are there any certifications or accreditations that this counts toward for them?
They get CU, so continuing education.
units.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they can apply that to their licensure when it's up for renewal.
And do they then become part of the training resources for the rest of the staff?
Yes, so they do. I have not looked at the trauma symposium what courses are offered. Justin kind of took that, but yes, a lot of times our staff brings back, you know, certain things that they learned. They incorporate that into their shift trainings. When they talk to other shifts, they bring it back to Justin. We adjust our training accordingly to new practices and just new advances in medicine.
When I looked at the schedule of the sessions, there's several 40-minute sessions, various presenters.
Mhm.
If they run across a presenter that is extremely interesting, will we pursue that person perhaps to come here and provide training at an event? It wasn't part of our plan to expand our training offerings here and
Yep.
bring other people in.
And actually, we have next week, we actually have a doctor coming from the Children's Hospital in Kansas City that's doing a presentation here. We send out flyers to the surrounding counties and stuff like that to kind of promote that as well. So, and you network with a lot of people that are there. You know, those presenters, they make their slides available at the end. They normally share the contact information. So if you have, you know, any special cases or any questions afterwards, or you know, they say, hey, Justin, we came across this great new way to treat burn patients, and they can go and get just in touch with that, and we can incorporate it into our protocols as long as our medical director and stuff is on board with those new practices.
I'm just hoping that the result of sending two people out is we bring a lot of good information and other possibilities forward then.
Yeah.
So your recommendation's $1,500 limit?
I think I talked to Jamie just before that. That's kind of what, especially if they charge the, like some accidental fees or anything to that, probably 1,500 would be appropriate.
Will they go to different sessions?
I think on this one, I think they only have one main track, just they go to the same sessions. There is a lot of the other symposiums and conferences that we go to, they have several tracks.
Yeah.
So like the Pinnacle that me and Roy just recently went to, we try to coordinate that we don't go to the same class. So we spread the love. I let Roy always get first choice, I get second choice normally. But yeah, it wouldn't make any sense to send both people in the same track, in the same course, and we learn both the same if we can go and spread it up and learn two different things.
But on this one, that may be.
And there's just one track, yeah. There's just the same presenters, everybody's going to the same thing.
So just to verify, this conversation on the agenda is to approve the credit card, not the training, is that correct? That's right.
The credit card, yeah.
So with that being said, you all have to remind me, do we have a policy for credit cards when they're not in use? So let's say if they go on this trip and then there's no need to have the credit card on hand at any given time when they're not doing this, is there like a retention policy where we lock them up? I mean, 'cause I've seen some.
I was talking to Jamie, I think there's a couple different options. She thought maybe there would be a kind of a flex card where you can turn it on and turn it off, adjust the limits, and then we could order cards according to, you know, because maybe next time Dustin and Haley aren't going, it might be, you know, Eric, and bad example because Eric is command staff, he has his own, but if Eric wouldn't have one, it might be Eric and John. We could go and get one in their name and send them, and then we would basically come to you guys again and check on the limits if, you know, what we need for those symposiums or something like that. But yeah, we can turn it on, turn it off, and do things like that, so.
Awesome.
So is there a motion to approve that card with that limit?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. GEMT.
Okay, so these all just came at one time, so sorry for the booklet of all of these GMPs. So the first one is 2022. This is just for your information that it's changed again. I think the last time we got one, we were supposed to pay, and now they've changed it again. And that's all due to the number of fee-for-service transports. So as their records update, they update these reports until they're final, which these should be the final. These are adjusted, reviewed. So an additional 22,000 net for 2022, that's page 11. And these reports are just long, but the changes are that sheet with the yellow.
There's 30.
So there's 3 different. Yep, you're right, page 30, sorry. Yeah, so that just shows you the changes, which is the fee for service runs, and then the revenue, of course, changes because the run changed. So that's all that changed on that one. Same thing on 2023, which again is a real close. It's 22,362. And it's the change in the number of runs as well. And then page 53 is 2024. This one is also due to the change of runs, which when I did this the first time, I thought these runs are not right, but we have to agree to the state's records when we do this. So we have to take the state's numbers when we do this report. And then as they updated them, they changed them. So it added an additional 100,000 net amount to the bottom line of what we'll receive. So just a reminder, page 53, we pay out the non-federal share and then get back the net cost of transports for the net is line 2. And we have not done this yet.
So we put in how many runs,
We put in all of our expenses for
and
this
then they
period.
tell us what they have.
We have to use their numbers. So we put in all our
We're the ones
expenses.
making the runs, but we don't know how many there are.
We do, but we have to use what the state records have. Because the data is coming from Medicaid
Yeah,
and it has to match Medicaid.
so how do they know to change our number of runs?
They pull that data from the Medicaid.
Oh, they get into our computer.
No, they just, Medicaid provides that information to the auditors.
Okay,
Yeah, I know it's convoluted, but that's the way it works. So, so that's the big changes. I just wanted you guys to be aware of the changes.
so Medicare is saying that these runs will count,
Now,
they'll apply for Medicaid or Medicare
So those,
and those
yes,
others.
those transports happen
Yeah,
during
some
this
don't.
period,
Okay. I guess that's a little clearer.
so. Any other questions on this?
I don't see a whole lot of value in using all that paper up.
Okay.
I mean, because there's nothing we can do about it. And, you know, there's a couple of changes that, you know, we aren't gonna vote on it, we can't. So,
Okay.
to me, it looks like.
but nothing was hidden from you, John.
No.
Well, yeah, as I
It's
say,
all there.
I think there's
Even
some,
pretty red stuff on it.
there's something to be said to include it, but not necessarily
A
print.
lot of blank pages, you know, it just seems like a waste of paper and time. I know it takes a lot of run.
Same for transparency purposes.
Yeah, that's all.
Some good stuff.
Legal services. Page 74.
Frank Castler is in renewal over for renew services with him. I would recommend that we renew services with him. He's, you know, for EMS and statute type things, he's pretty easy to deal with. He's cheap to deal with as well. And most of the time he gives some pretty good information and more than happy to help. I mean, he helped with this whole situation. As far as right
He
now.
pretty well took over for the other guy.
Yeah. So I mean, it would be my recommendation to continue using them.
So we need a motion to, I make that motion to continue to employ Frank.
Second. Is there further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Windsor Ambulance District. And basically, this is for review. They're gonna be here at the next meeting You can review that if you have any questions or discussion for the next meeting.
Roy, big picture, working with Windsor Ambulance District, pretty much wrinkle free right now.
I think so. I mean, financially, we're doing pretty good with that. I mean, we're not losing anything and
Nothing bubbling up on the horizon, no issues, okay.
I still don't think they'll ever be free to do their own.
I don't know. I don't think they have the money to be able to do it on their own effectively.
Cause I mean, they're just around the city of Windsor, they don't get anywhere near Clinton, do they? Except to bring people down to Golden Valley.
Yeah.
If there are no other questions on that, table that till next meeting and then. Are there any announcements? I'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So